All that talk about wanting me to have a career, it was just talk. Just something he thought he had to say. Oh, but now he resents it. I can tell.
How do you feel about your job now?
I love it. I love being independent. It's wonderful.
You sound angry.
I'm not angry. I'm finally my own woman. And it's a fantastic feeling.
But there's still a problem.
He thinks I'm competing with him. That's the problem. I was almost afraid to tell him I got a raise this Christmas. Because I know he didn't get one.
Did you tell him?
I found out. He was bound to notice. After all, I turn over my paycheck to him every week.
I see. I'm afraid your hour's up, Mrs. Turner.
Oh, thank you, Dr. Perry. See you next week.
Yes, of course. Oh. Yes, Ruth? Well, of course I'll talk to him. Miles Cavanaugh. Well, for heaven's sake.
How are you, Alyson? It's been many moons.
5 years worth, if my mind isn't failing me. I think the last time was the AMA convention in Chicago.
Yeah, it's been quite a while.
I've been keeping track of you a little bit through Dr. Roper. I know that you've got a new wife and a son.
Well, we both have a lot to catch up on in our lives.
I can sum up my last 5 years in 3 words. Work, work, work.
Alyson, I'd like to see you, talk to you, just as soon as you can manage.
What's the urgency? I mean, after so many moons.
Well, it doesn't have anything to do with nostalgia or anything like that. You might say it was a professional visit.
Professional?
I guess I need help, Alyson. I need help.
Oh, it turns out that John Wilson has agreed to do an interview after all, but he wants to abide by the original schedule we had planned, which means setting back your program with Chief Mallory.
That's just as well. It may take a little bit longer to put that one together.
Well, really? Why? What's the problem?
Well, my first interview with the chief didn't go very well. As a matter of fact, it never happened at all.
Here, what went wrong?
Something unexpected.
Oh,
It was Miles. He appeared here suddenly and insisted on taking me out to dinner.
there's nothing so unusual about him wanting to take you out to dinner. It's just a little odd that he insisted on it.
Oh, it was odd. I tried to explain to him about the interview, but he was really in a funny mood, and Derek, Chief Mallory, decided it would be better to have the meeting on another day.
Well, did he say when?
Oh, no, he couldn't be definite. I mean, you know that man's schedule.
Well, did you ask him about the possibility of filming some of the things at the Target range and places like that?
Oh, yes, he was very agreeable to that. He offered to take me himself.
Oh, very nice of him. And how was your dinner?
It's just fine.
Good. Glad somebody had a nice dinner last night. Mine was an unqualified disaster.
I thought you were having dinner with Geraldine Saxon.
Yeah, she agreed to have dinner with me quite late. It was very nice of her. Unfortunately, I wasn't quite as nice to her.
Didn't she like your idea about being our political expert?
Darling, number one, that was your idea and a very good one. As a matter of fact, I think she would have agreed to it if I hadn't spoiled things.
What did you do?
Oh, I allowed myself to get all upset over something. Someone. It seems my darling Elliot came strolling into the restaurant arm in arm with his latest love.
Nola Madison.
Yeah. Monticello's hot fun couple.
You knew they were seeing each other, Margot.
Yeah, I know. Only it's different seeing it in print in a gossip column and seeing them together, face to face.
Well, Margot, you want Elliot out of your life, but There's no way you're going to be able to keep him out of somebody else's life, and you're going to see him. Maybe you better try to adjust.
It's easy for you to say. Maybe it would have been simpler if he'd chosen someone about 20, blonde, blue eyes. But seeing him there with her, it was like seeing an instant replay of my own idiotic behavior. Oh, Nicole, he doesn't care for Nola Madison. I know that.
It's her problem now. It's not yours.
But that's what's so unfair. It should be his problem. I mean, he should be punished for the sins that he's done. He shouldn't go on through life committing them. It's wrong. It's just so damned unfair.
Well, I think there's something much more important than honeymoons to discuss, my darling. We have to decide where we're going to live afterwards.
Happy ever afterwards.
We'll have to wait and see, I suppose.
No, that sounds negative, and we've agreed no more negative thinking, right?
Yes, all right. I feel very, very positive this morning.
Good.
And I positively know where we should live. California, Elliot. It's the only place for people like us.
People like you, Nola. Movie stars.
Well, you may be a movie star yourself, my darling, just as soon as Mansion of the Damned is released.
You, said that would be soon.
Well, Owen said the picture was all finished, that he had a distribution deal. But he didn't give me an exact release date.
I see.
He did, however, give me a semi-exact release date for our marriage. 3 months. That means we could be married in the spring.
Yeah, we could be.
Of course, we don't have to wait until then to go west. We could find a lovely place in Bel Air.
Yeah, it would be nice to escape the winter.
Elliot, let's go soon. Please. There's nothing to keep us here, is there?
No, nothing except the fact that my release hasn't been settled yet.
Oh, well, that's just a formality, isn't it? Margaret's probably filed the papers by now.
Yeah, I would hope so. I haven't heard anything from her. Isn't that a bit unusual in these cases?
Yes, I suppose it is.
I wonder how she felt in the restaurant last night when she saw us together.
Envious, I'm sure.
Did you notice her face? It looked like a thundercloud.
Elliot, you don't think Margot's going to create any kind of problem about this divorce, do you?
I can't imagine why she would. Well, stop furrowing your pretty brow about this now. I'm telling you that Margaret's going to croon with pleasure the minute she finds out that I'm not going to contest the divorce.
Well, maybe it's time to talk to her about it,
I think so. Don't you?
Mm-hmm.
What about this hotel robbery case? Did Stoner dump that in your lap, too?
Chief, Calvin didn't reassign his cases to me or anyone else. He knows he doesn't have the right to do that.
So then what is it, just a strange coincidence that you happen to be working on this case and Guthrie happens to be working on another case of his, the Hamilton murder?
We just thought we'd follow up on it since he's on his honeymoon.
I see, the buddy system, huh? Well, as long as you don't neglect your own caseload.
No, I'm not that busy anyway. I have 2 court appointments this week. One the Stokes case and the other is Benny Hayes.
Speaking of Benny Hayes, did you know I had him brought in?
Oh, on what charge?
No, it isn't a charge yet. Maybe it can be. But I'll need somebody who can make it stick.
Don't tell me he was caught dealing. That would be stupid even for Benny.
No. He conned $500 out of a newspaper reporter. Well, you know Nancy Carr.
Yes, I do. Well, how did that happen?
It's her own fault, I'm afraid. She practically handed him the money. And Benny, being what he is, he took it.
But Chief, Nancy Carr is nobody's fool.
And I'm afraid in this case, she was Benny Hayes's fool. She thought he was actually going to sit down and tell her his life story for the newspapers.
She paid for a story?
Confession story.
I suppose you've granted him immunity. Well, I guess she has to protect her sources.
Why?
The First Amendment?
I would like you to show me where in the First Amendment it gives reporters the right to protect criminals.
Well, it's practical, isn't it? I mean, they wouldn't say a word if they knew we were going to hold it against them. And we do the same thing, right?
We can grant immunity. We can protect our sources because we are cops. This is our job. Look, I haven't got time for any theoretical arguments. I just want you to know that Benny Hayes faked out this lady, got her money. Now, if you can make this charge stick, it might be a lot easier to get him behind bars than with that two-bit drug charge. See what you can do. I know you're as anxious to make sure this kid doesn't get away with his crimes as I am.
You bet I am. Oh, Chief, by the way, since I work the New Year's shift, would it be possible for me to take off an extra day this weekend?
Big plans?
No, not really. I just wanted to have an extra day, go off to the country. It's going to be a long drive.
I see. I don't suppose Ed Anderson has any objections.
No, he doesn't.
All right, go ahead.
Thank you.
Come in.
Oh, sorry, I didn't know you were busy.
No, that's okay. I'm just leaving. How are you, Detective Guthrie?
Oh, just fine. How are you, Detective Saxon?
Fine. Do you have a nice New Year's?
Oh, yes, real cozy. How about you?
All right, you two, knock it off. What do you want to see me about, Guthrie?
Chief, thought maybe you might like to have a copy of the Hamilton report.
Oh, yeah.
I wanted to ask you a favor.
What?
Well, since I worked the New Year's shift, I thought maybe I could ask for an extra day off this weekend.
I see.
Captain Anderson said it'd be okay. He said he could manage without me.
Tell me something, Guthrie. This place where you're going for the weekend, is it a long drive? Go ahead, enjoy yourself. Just don't get snowed in. Bad enough having two of your buddies out. Or did you know that Deborah Saxon took the same day off?
Oh, no, I didn't know that.
Calvin's still out on his honeymoon.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I don't even want to think about the 5 guys who are sick with the flu. Speaking of illness, you think Deborah's over this trouble she was having?
Yeah, I think so. She was pretty good.
Yeah, she looked fine, but... Hello? Who is it? Hold on one second. Anything else, Guthrie?
No. No. Thank you for the extra
Enjoy
day.
yourself. Remember what I said about the snow? First sign of any kind of blizzard, I want you and Deborah turning around, coming back.
Yeah, we will. Yeah.
Hello?
Hi, Derek. How are you?
Hello, Nicole. How are things in television land?
Oh, same old turmoil. Guess you know why I'm calling. I wanted to reschedule that interview we did not have.
Yeah, I figured you would be.
Listen, I'm really very sorry about what happened. I just don't know what got into Miles coming in like that so unexpectedly.
Well, it is his privilege. After all, you are his wife.
Yeah.
When would you like to reschedule the meeting?
Okay, well, why don't you choose a time? I think your schedule's a lot more important than mine.
Well, the end of the week, Thursday, all right?
Oh, fine. Name a time.
Well, let's talk Thursday morning. We can arrange a time that's mutually convenient.
Oh, it's fine with me.
Oh, let's just not make it around dinner time. Miles may decide to take you out for dinner again.
No, I don't think that'll happen. It was a very unusual occasion.
You know, I have to tell you, I thought Miles was acting very unusual that night, don't you?
Yeah, I did, as a matter of fact. He's not usually that demonstrative in front of other people.
Well, I may be partially to blame. I've been loading him down with a lot of extra forensic duties, and I know he has his own practice.
I know he's been working much too hard. What I really have to do is get that man away from here to a quiet place for a long, long vacation.
Well, not for too long, huh?
What do you mean?
Well, the man's a workhorse. You don't want to take him out upon us for too long. You just may make things even worse.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Oh, hi. I'll be just a few minutes.
Oh, all right. All right, I'll wait.
Well, this is a switch, isn't it?
Oh, my God.
Dr. Miles Cavanaugh in another doctor's office. And a psychiatrist. My, what is the world coming to?
Please go away.
And of course you chose a woman psychiatrist. Oh, how like you, Miles.
She's a friend.
She's a shrink, darling. Isn't that how you feel? Like your head is shrinking? Like there are bands of steel around your brain, squeezing it tighter and tighter?
Please, bad enough as it is.
Oh, the delicious irony. You've been thinking that I've been down there suffering the torments of the damned, and here you are, alive and well, sizzling in your own fire. Oh, that hot, hot jealousy.
You're not here, Denise.
We're both here, Miles, darling. And you know why you're here? You've got a very good reason. You think you're going mad.
No, I just need someone to talk to.
Miles. Miles, you only call a psychiatrist for one reason. You do have a reason. Your mother? Your poor mother who died all alone in that institution? Paranoid schizophrenia? Schizophrenia? Isn't that the name of her illness?
I'm not like her.
Oh, I know you're not. Oh, I'm only joking. Darling, I mean, I know you well enough for that. I know you're the sanest man in the world. You're not going crazy. You haven't imagined this affair between Nicole and this man, Derek Mallory. It's not a figment of your imagination. It's the plain, simple truth. Now, doesn't that make you feel better?
Damn you.
No. You're not losing your mind, darling. You're just losing your wife.
I'm ready now.
Some people might say it was very foolish of me getting married a second time so soon, not learning my lesson, you know. But then again, Nicole is a million light years away from what Denise. Oh, you never met Denise, did you?
Oh, we met at a convention.
Ah,
once,
all
I
right.
think.
You met her briefly. You probably thought she was charming, very congenial. Most people thought that she was. She had all the social graces. That's about all she had. Listen to me. I didn't come here to complain about a marriage that ended a long time ago.
Your wife, your first wife, died, didn't she?
Yes. Yes, that's right. Denise is dead. Denise is dead. There's a very celebrated murder case, you know, afterwards. My poor little sister had to go to jail because of it. Fortunately, not for a very long time. Oh, as a matter of fact, something good did come out of her experience in prison. She met a psychiatrist there who helped her a great deal. I just thought you would like to know that, you know, pride of profession and all that.
Miles,
Yeah.
you didn't come here just because we're old friends. If that's the only reason you came, you could have called me
No.
years ago.
Yes, well, listen, I am sorry about that. You know how the way things get, you know, how your life does become complicated.
And it is complicated right now?
Well, yeah, a little bit. There's one complication.
Do you want to tell me about it?
Well, you know, I'm feeling a little bit foolish about this whole thing, as a matter of fact. Right? I mean, calling you the way I did this morning, saying the things I did on the phone, you might have thought I was just coming apart.
Miles, you said you wanted help. That's all I know.
Yeah, well, everybody needs help once in a while. And yes, to tell the truth, there was for a while, this past couple of days, I had the feeling that something might be wrong with me, something emotional, I mean. But then, after all, there is such a thing as the reality principle, right? I mean, not all the problems we have are just in our mind. Some of them actually do exist, and that's much, much different, isn't it?
What is the problem, Miles?
Oh, well, it's an old problem. It's old as the hills, as they say, and God knows I'm not the first man that it's happened to. It's just that apparently I wasn't prepared for it, and I couldn't handle it too well, and that's why I well, sort of reacted in a confused way. Do you understand what I mean?
No, I don't
I'm
understand.
talking about my wife. Haven't you heard what I've been saying? I'm talking about my wife, Denise.
Denise?
I mean, Nicole, did I say Denise? Yes. I'm sorry, slip of the tongue. Don't make anything too Freudian out of it, all right? No, I'm talking about my wife, Nicole. She's, I don't even know how to put this. She's, well, she's become interested in another man. She's in love with him, I suppose, or just attracted to him, I don't know. It doesn't matter, doesn't matter. Well, that's what it is. That's all there is. That's
Miles,
it. No,
please,
listen, that's
sit down,
foolish to go
Miles.
on with this. I'm just wasting your time. I'm wasting my time. I don't even know why I came here in the first place, because there's nothing wrong with me. It's her. She's the one who's wrong. She's the one.